nice to see you guys here. My name is Marcin Borowski. I'm support here at LiveChat. Okay, so without further ado, once again, let me welcome you on our webinar, Teach Your Agents How to Fly. Now, of course, we will not teach agents to fly like literally. It's about spreading their wings as the support agents and getting the best of them so they can just, develop themselves and do the best job for you as well. So let's get to today's agenda. First of all, I'd like to say a couple of words about the research you have to do before hiring even agents. Then attitude, both on your and on their side. After it, a couple of tools you can use to help speed up and improve the process of training the agents. Now, then a couple of words about onboarding at LiveChat, and at the end of the whole session there will be a Q&A. So if there's anything you need to know, I will be there. So the first thing, research. Now, before you get to the recruiting process itself, you just need to see what business you're in. So determine what qualities are really demanded in your business, whether your business is more official or more colloquial, so whether people like the official approach to them or whether they like to be treated somehow like buddies. And once you have these, you need to think about what other qualities are really well seen in your business. So let's say in case of banking, clients would probably require and expect that the agents they would be operating with, they will be more official, approaching them as per Mr. or Mrs. While when you're in, let's say, online shopping and retail, you do not have to have some so official approach. In some businesses, it's going to be mixed and flexible. Like in case of LiveChat, we have clients of all sorts, so it's a good feature to have for our agents to be flexible and to shift between being official and being more one-to-one on approach. Now, the next thing I want to mention is the attitude. So when the agents come, sure, they need to to learn a lot of stuff, but in order to learn it, you need to create a good environment for them. And the environment will be greatly created by your attitude and their attitude. So first of all, their attitude. You're looking for agents that will be willing to put their will into the training process and not really looking around until somebody gives them a job. So when you get an agent, you just need to somehow prompt them to be more taking initiative in case of all the tasks and not just simply waiting for you to assign them to them. And the other way around, your attitude is really important, because if you will not be patient and you will only demand your new fresh agents to learn everything at once, they will be probably discouraged by that. So what you need to do is to be somehow like a good teacher. So you need to be patient and supporting, and if they do make mistake, just tell them what they did wrong, and then just ask them to correct it in the later part of the training. So you need to give them some area to commit mistakes in, just so they can get their way around through the mistakes. Nobody's perfect at the beginning, and just need to give them some time. And the whole atmosphere in the team is also really important. It's not just about you as the employer and you as the new agent, the attitude of you, but the whole atmosphere in the team. If they enter your team as outsiders, really, and they see that the atmosphere is stiff and nobody really works together, they won't be really willing to join the teamwork, and they will also see that this is the way around, that nobody helps no one around. While if your atmosphere in the whole company is supporting and open towards the new people, this will also be appreciated by them. And if you do create a good atmosphere for them, they will surely return the favor and be more willing to cooperate and to learn new things. And this is what we all want in this case. Now, the tools you can use. There are a couple of them. Some of those tools I will be mentioning in here. we are also using at LiveChat. Probably there are some other tools you guys would be using, so I would really appreciate it if you, by the end, during the Q&A, could send me some examples of what are the tools that you're using and your ideas and how to go about that. But the tools we can surely recommend that speed up the process and help it develop, first of all, will be to-do applications. I have two examples in here, one of them being Wunderlist and the second one being Todoist. Basically, they are the same. So you create a list of tasks that you need to go with. You can set deadlines for them. And the application basically supports reminding you about, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. Of course, you don't want to go too heavy on this and like throw 1,000 quests in there because, well, this will get you nowhere. But what we do at LiveChat, we create this some sort of an initial list for the new agents. And they can just track how is it going, and also in some cases of the applications you can also see what their progress is. So you can also view their list if it's shared list and see how they are doing with the quests you've given them, with the tasks you've given them. Second thing are the procedures description. Now, of course, not in all of the businesses, but we do have some procedures. Let's say in case we get some problems with the servers, or we have some really peculiar case. Now, depending on what business you're in, probably the procedure is going to be really different because, well, procedures are mostly associated with you being around in the building you are in right now. But if you do have some procedures or ways to do things, it's good to put them online in a shared repository drive like Dropbox, Google Drive, on some other platform. So basically where everyone can access them at any time. So if they lose their way around and do not really know what to do, they can always fall back onto these files, check it step by step. And if you have this, you will also be able to do this in a more organized way for your whole team. And also, you may find out that some of the older agents may have already forgotten some of the procedures. So it's really a good thing, even if you know that something is really well known for your team, to bring it online, keep it online, and basically update it whenever it's needed. So procedures descriptions is really a good thing to go with. Next thing is knowledge base. Now, about the knowledge bases, not all of the companies have them. We've developed our own at LiveChat, and it gives you at least two things that are really beneficial for your company. First one being that your customers, when they go to your website, they may actually start browsing the knowledge base and find the answer to the questions before they engage to your support agents, thus sparing them some work. And the second thing is that the support agents themselves, if they forget something, they can check in the knowledge base. Now, I think that some people might have this conception that support agents should know everything and all around the product, and basically in the middle of the night, if you wake them up, they're gonna yell out all the things and all the pricing and whatnot. It's not really true because, well, in 21st century, there's so many information you need to follow. You need to remember that you just need to have them online and somewhere. So in case of knowledge base, it really helps us help the clients in many cases. Plus, if we have a spare moment, we can always fall back on it and browse through the articles we've not been to yet. So knowledge base is something you should really consider. Also, we have recently sent out an ebook on how to create knowledge base and video materials for your customers. I will be sharing this one later on for you guys if you want to see. So this ebook, it will be linked after the webinar. Now the next thing, archives, because well, at LiveChat we store the archives of all the chats that took place. Now this helps you in two ways, because the agents themselves, they can check on their own chats and see what they did wrong, and maybe from perspective of time they can find some mistakes they made, maybe some typos or some wrong information. If they find that something was wrong, they can send an email follow-up and send a ticket to the customer and just say, hey, I was wrong, please, this is correct information. Second thing is being that they can check on the other agents' chats, so they can see how the others do this. So when you're new in the environment, it's natural behavior that you look at the other people and see what they are doing, and eventually you assume that, well, this is the way around here, that's how I should behave. So make sure to have the new agents added to all the groups where important chats are taking place, so they can just keep the track of it. Plus, even if the chat is ongoing, it's not really yet in the archives, but you can also use supervision function we have to view the other agents' chats. And also you can allow the other agents, more experienced ones, to whisper to your agents and give them some tips as the chat goes. So I say that the chat archives and the supervision functions are really, really vital at the beginning of the training process. Next thing actually is work buddies. Now we do have it at LiveChat. I'm gonna say a couple more words about it later on. But the work buddies is idea that when you bring new person in, you assign them someone they can stick to. And now this person is responsible both for the training, so they're like not to say small boss, but really buddy of the new person. So if anything is wrong, they do not know their way around. First, they're going to ask the work buddy to share some tips on how to go about that, and then if they can't solve it together, maybe they will get to you. So this will spare you some work. If you're a manager, you do not really have time, and you have many agents, you can't tend to them all. If you assign work buddies, more experienced agents to the less experienced ones, it really goes ways. Plus, it strengthens the bonds in the team. So when they work together, they also eventually can become friends, and they will just get along and have some more support initially when it's really needed. Because if you are hired in a new company, it's a whole new environment, and well, sometimes it's really hard to find your way around. One more thing is the typing test we've recently developed. So in case of support agents, it's really important that the writing pace of your agents must represent some level. We do have canned responses which save you some of the typing job you'd have to do, and they allow you to bring whole blocks of text if needed. But still, it's really important to have this good typing speed. Now, not all the people will have it initially, of course. Well, we live in the 21st century, so many of the, let's say, young people, they're already used to typing, text messages, Facebook messengers and whatnot, so they know the way around the keyboard. But some people might need some training. In typing speed test we have, apart from being a test so you can see how good they are, it's also a way to train this speed of your typing. So initially, when you hire an agent, it's good to run them through the typing test. That's why we developed it also, so we can do it. And maybe later on, encourage them to return to it, to go back, maybe train in the free time. And it can really go ways because, well, just the muscles just remember how to go around the keyboard. So then they will just do it out of their own without too much thinking, just automatically. Now, how do we go with onboarding at LiveChat? Now, most of the things I've mentioned above, they are actually used in our company. So during the first 2 months, because we barely evaluate that it takes like 2 full months for new agents to get settled with LiveChat to become a full agent, so to say. So first of all, we have a list of over 60 positions on it to learn. I won't really go into the details because it's really much stuff about it. A second thing is the Wunderlist quests. So there are 17 of them, including some basics of our product, of the web development and whatnot. So we have the same list for all the new agents with all the same things on them, and we can see how they are going through it, because we do not really give them any deadlines, which I'm going to go to later. We do not tell them, okay, this task needs to be done in a week and this in 2 weeks' time. No, we just tell them, okay, just get to it as soon as you can, in your own pace, we're going to support you. So we do not really give deadline on all the 17 quests we've given them. Now, we have also over 40 integrations that we need to know to support our clients well, so they need to go through the knowledge base we have and just see how the integrations work. We also integrate the integrations we have on our test licenses so we can see how it looks from the customer's perspective. If you go through the integration process yourself, first of all, you're just gonna remember better how to go about it, and second, you can find some errors or mistakes that are later really you can report to the team and they can just fix it. And I think that in some businesses, when you allow the new agents to go through the process of your company as a customer, maybe a couple of times, they might have some ideas on what you can actually improve because it's some fresh look, because those people are new with you, they're not used to your product, so they will show you what's not so intuitive in your product and what you can improve. So running people through the customer perspective, really great idea, sorry. Now the procedures I mentioned before, 13 files of Google Drive we have. So some of them are really procedures on how to behave in some particular cases, but there are not so many of them because we take more personal approach to the cases of the clients. So some of them are really not related to being on PC, but rather to how to approach the office and whatnot. And some other are also like common places where we, for instance, share feature requests of the clients or leave our contact information and whatnot. So this common drive for all the people that's shared, it's helping to get the team more cooperative. Now we have over 100 knowledge base articles, and we like our agents to go through all of them. Again, first of all, you learn the product. Second of all, you can find some mistakes. So it's like with the integrations and being a customer, this helps. And that's why it really pays off to have a knowledge base, because your own agents will really appreciate it. And second thing is that we want them to run through over 400 chats from the archives of the other people. So when they start and when they have a free moment when there is no chat for them to attend to, they just go to the archives and dig on the other people's chats, and they can see how the others did some things. Now, as I mentioned before, when you're new, you learn from the others, and that's the natural thing, like children do and animals do, so why not do it right here? And also the other way around, if your agents take support chats, it's good to have the work buddy look at their chats, maybe run through the archives, maybe supervise in real time, and provide some tips they can use to just improve themselves. It's not about, being a slave driver and be standing over them with a whip and, giving them lashes every time they fail. It's just about, being friendly and sharing some nice tips. Now, to make it all easier, because it's a bunch of stuff and it may look dramatically complicated, first of all, there's this work buddy thing I mentioned before. So whenever a new support agent at LiveChat, support here at LiveChat comes to our company, they get a work buddy. It's going to help them with all the things. And second thing, we are not pushing anyone by strict deadlines. We just want everyone to get their own pace. Roughly, that's 2 months when we would expect the new agents, the new heroes to become full-time heroes, so to say. But there are no strict deadlines that will tell you need to do this in a week, you need to do this in 2 weeks, and whatnot. So that's how we hire and how we help our agents develop their skills and spread the wings. And now, because that's everything from me for now, there's a moment for you guys to go with Q&A session, and I'm waiting for your questions right now. All right, I got one question from Kate. The question is, how much time did it take for you to become a full LiveChat agent, so to say? Okay, so Kate, basically, when I was hired, it was some time ago, we had some slightly less integrations and features that we have right now. I'd say it was during this month and a half or so. So I think I got it quite fast, but it was really thanks to the support of my colleague and the work buddy system that helped me get to it faster. So, well, month and a half, so to say. Okay, now the next question, let me just get this one. Okay, it would be nice if LiveChat allowed knowledge base that we could create for our own businesses to add our own material to our agents to use. Well, we had some features requests regarding this one, and that's definitely something we might consider on our road ahead. But you also can use the materials I mentioned before, so self-service survival, that basically tells you how to develop knowledge base, how to set up videos and whatnot. So I think that this would be something that could just help you. Let me just share this link with all of you guys. This would be it. Okay. Now let's see more questions. Okay, question comes from Patrick. Do you have a ratio for the number of agents to staff based on site traffic? Well, we as we develop and our customer base increases, so to say, we hire more agents as we go. We do not really have a strict ratio like one agent means 5 chats and whatnot. Our basic approach is that one agent at LiveChat is able to handle 6 chats at the same time, but it's not always the case because some of them are more complicated. Sometimes you can even take 8 of them if needed. So there is no strict ratio, but we have a report that's staffing prediction inside our application, and this helps us also to see how good we are at the same time. And also we as support agents, we share feedback with our management, how well are we doing as we go. So this helps us to see to it like as we go. Okay, question from Kylie. Do you have any specific check-in points that are scheduled ahead of time to check on the progress of your new agents? Have you found general timeline that works for you? Yeah, check-in points, that will be the Wonder list I mentioned. Let me just get back to the presentation. Yes, in here. So we set some points, they just tick themselves. So we see how well they are doing with all of them. But we do not really tell them, okay, you should do it within 2 months time and whatnot. So there is no strict timeline. This 2 months is just approximate time, but we just see how they are doing with checking the Wonder list. And you know, if they say that, hey, I can do this right now because I've been through it, we just believe them. Now, question from Mark is what to do with employees who are not driven to improve? Now, this is a tricky question because first you would need to find the reason for which they are not driven to improve. Now, this may be a couple of them. Of course, it's easier to assume that if they're not driven to improve, this means that probably they are lazy and they do not want to do much for your company, which does not have to be the case necessarily and probably will not be. So if they're not driven to improve, think about the reward system you have in your company. Think about the atmosphere and what are you doing to tell them that improvement is nice. Because in most cases, from my perspective, and when I'm just looking at the industry, I think that most of the employers do not put enough effort into just encouraging the agents to give the best out of them. And it's just not about the money, because if you would say it's all about the money, I wouldn't agree with this. So think about the atmosphere you have, maybe be more friendly with them. Plus, maybe this work buddy thing would be nice because they would have someone on their level, so they will not have this illusion of the top management being over them and telling them do this, do that. But instead, they will have a friend that would say, hey, it's cool to do this and that. I hope this answers your questions, Mark. Okay, now Jamie, question again. What would you say the average response time should be? It's not so easy to say because it's really business dependent, heavily business dependent. When we developed the application, so LiveChat 2, we thought that this 40 seconds or so was a key time. That's why in the application for LiveChat, when the customer does not receive any answer within 40 seconds of them sending it, the chat turns from green to red. That's the indicator we have, so that's the average you would be asking about. Of course, if you can, answer them more quickly, because I'd say that people nowadays expect this answer really, really fast, probably due to the fact that everybody's having mobile phone and they just can access the chats anytime, wherever they are. So that's what you also expect out of your company. So you need to see what business you're in. In some businesses, you can be more lazy and write longer messages. in those, when you have more interactions with young people, those who are really used to chatting on Facebook, I'd say that the average response time should go down, maybe cut to shorter sentences, but start faster. So instead of writing a couple of sentences, just go one by one. So they are not entertained, but they really they see that you are in touch with them, and not just typing on the keyboard. And next one is from Jakub. What's the main source of your chats? What's the main source of your chats? Well, we as LiveChat, we really have many, so to say, inbound chats. So when people look for LiveChat software, they just Google it, and thanks to the fact that, well, we've been in this industry for some time, and well, we are high in Google and whatnot. We also have rather high scores in GetUp and other comparative applications. I think that people just see us in the internet and we just come to us to see whether the software is good for them. So the main source of the chat is just that people know us, and the people who use us also recommend our chat to other people. There's no main one I can really mention right now because there's many of them. One more question from Mark. What can you advise if chat agents are having a hard time juggling two or three chats at the same time? Well, it depends on what is the problem with the juggling, whether this is a thing that maybe you're in industry that's really engaging when the chat starts. So there are some industries in which you just need to stay with the clients and focus on all them, and give all your attention to this single chat. In this case, well, it would be a wise idea to hire more agents so they can go with this. This thing with 2-3 chats at the same time, I think it is something you can get used to, because we at LiveChat, we do not start with 6 chats when a new person comes. So when they come, they start with 1 simultaneous chat, then we go on 2. And I remember when I started going from 1 chat to 2 chats and 3 chats, it was really terrifying at first because I thought, oh my God, so many people, I can't really handle it. But the thing with chat software, with LiveChat, is that it allows you to handle a couple of customers at the same time, thanks to the fact that the windows are arranged in a more smart way. And multitasking is something you also need to learn, but the chat software really gives you more options than telephones would normally do, because, well, then you need to talk to one person and you're engaged just with them. So I'd say go with them, at easy pace. Do not push them too far and too hard. Sorry, just slowly increase the number of chats at the same time, and also ask them what are the reasons for which they're having a hard time. Maybe there's something you're not just seeing right now. Alright everyone, from what I'm seeing, there are no other pending questions right now. So I wanted to thank you for being here with me today. I hope that you got something useful out of this webinar. Now, for the next webinars, be sure to send us an email at support@livechat.com or respond in the chat survey for this webinar if you have some ideas on what else I could discuss, what we should really tend to and explain a little bit more. Thanks everyone, and have a nice day.